Alright, it's the day, finally it's the day when I need to say a number because I have passed an English exam and we can see that I got 120 points, and if I won't forget I'll show it right here, and comparison to TOEFL and IELTS tests, yeah. And I was pretty surprised that the strongest part was writing, because I was thinking it's the weakest one, but it turned out to be a C1 level. I don't know, I was like shocked, you know. And also speaking, of course, speaking 125, it's the highest possible B2 level, and everything I got due to this YouTube channel, due to this challenge. And in this video I would like to say about some advices how to learn English effectively, because I don't want to say that my way was really effective. I was gaining knowledge through the whole way, and now I wrote down some things that I would like to share with. And also, I'm not gonna stop learning English. Like, my aim was achieving fluency, and even though I got enough level of English to apply in the university, it doesn't mean that I wanna stop, because I wanna speak in English like in my native language. It means I have to learn a bunch of things. So yeah. And also I'm gonna study French, and I'm going to apply the same tips that I'm going to share with when I will learn French. And yeah, I'm gonna do it today, by the way. So the first things that I would like to say, I was so surprised that I really passed an exam, because 5 months ago I tried a trial exam and I get between 85 and 95 points average. Not average, but average is 90, you know. And 90, it's not even B2. It's high, it's solid high B1, but I needed high solid B2. And I couldn't believe at all that it will be possible to achieve it. And I'm pretty sure that I could even get better results, but I neglected of some things. And now, why did I get the highest score in speaking in and writing? First, because I was talking in front of the camera over the 110 days, I guess, and I was writing a lot. Like, I got some friends in English with who I was chatting every day. I was texting something every day, and it was the best ever practice, because you know, there are some days when you don't want to study at all, but you can't escape it. You are talking with your friends, and to talk with your friends you have to use English, and at the same time you are learning new vocabulary, you are getting to change your sentence structures and stuff like that. And you are learning how to write it correctly. However, I'm thinking that the way I'm writing, it's like the worst one ever. I don't know why, but I don't like I feel every time when I want to check my sentence is it right or no. For example, I'm learning new words, and always I'm trying to create a new sentence with a new word. I'm creating this sentence and I'm checking through ChatGPT, is this right or no? And it says me like, no, there are some things to correct. And I always think that my sentence can be corrected and can be better, you know. So let me just get started. And by the way, I don't know what will be with this channel. I don't want to abandon with this. Probably I'm gonna share with some things with my path, or I don't know. Like, nowadays I have the most important thing to find accommodation when I have to leave beside to my university. And in a month uh, the education will have been started, I guess. I'm not sure about this. So never mind. I still have to solve some things. I'm not uh, I I'm not counting as a student of that university, so I still have to solve some things. And in a month, I will be able to talk about it better, whether I am studying there or no, and stuff like that. But the most important, I passed an English exam because it was the hardest part of everything that I had to solve. And the first thing that I would like to recommend with first issues that I faced, I couldn't write properly words. I didn't know what kind of letters should I use in some words, in most words. That's why I would recommend to start writing longhand, or at least if you are typing, for example, you hear the word and you are trying to write it how you heard it. Even if you are doing mistakes anyway, you have to do this. Then then you are checking how this word look like, and after this you can correct your words, because only through such mistakes we are learning the best. Because if you are going to look at that word, right, again you are looking at this word and you are continue writing, it won't bring you benefits for your mind, because you was looking at this, you haven't learned how to write that word, and you don't remember this. And it's crucial during exams and everywhere if you don't have autocorrect, you know, because always when I'm chatting, for example, I have autocorrect, and if some letters are wrong, it's gonna correct me, and my word will be written correctly, you know. So it's pretty important to write longhand, and also trying to write from your memorize, you know, without looking at words. And only if you are not sure about that, you are checking and you are learning from your mistakes. Second thing that I would recommend, it's probably not even related to English, it's for everything. Today I heard a thing that if you are going to wake up 1 hour earlier every day, you will have 365 extra hours per year. And just imagine, it's a lot, it's a bunch of time. Like allocating this time, you can significantly improve your English skills, probably another parts of your brains that you would like to develop. I don't know, and it's kind of cool. But what I would recommend, I just realize nobody's going to wake up one hour earlier. You must be really motivated person to do this, and you have to see huge aims in your future. So you shouldn't apply it like right now, because at the same time you have to go bed 1 hour earlier, and it's hard to do it without phone. So it's one more topic that I can talk about, that you don't need to use phone before you're going to sleep, because your eyes perceive some lights, and this light that you're perceiving says your brain it's not still night, you don't need to fall asleep right now, and you are spending some time looking in your phone, scrolling and losing time. So you have to get rid of your phone before you are going to bed. So what do I mean? I mean at least 1 hour per day, probably 30 minutes, but I would recommend 1 hour per day. You can use, for example, your timer. You are setting up this time, you know, and in hour you will be aware that you can stop. But during this hour, you can put your phone and leave in another room, and just turn on do not disturb mode, do not disturb, and without any interruption, without any distraction, you can just learn consistently and think only about English. So this 1 hour will be pretty useful because you can learn everything like grammar, some parts that you don't really like, but it will be only 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes if you are too lazy or don't have time. And yeah, and through this time, as I mentioned, at least allocating 1 hour per day, as a result, you will spend 365 hours with some things that you probably don't want to do or you need to learn but you don't want to learn. For example, grammar, I hate grammar, I don't like to learn it, and I guess it's noticeable because my grammar is pretty bad. I know that in my speaking, my grammar is the worst part ever. So yeah, like grammar is pretty important, and you have to learn with this, with pronunciation, with grammar, with probably some more things that you don't like, because it's necessary. And what can you do uh, during your free time? For example, I would recommend to learn that you are genuinely like to do, like doing. Why? Because, for example, in my case, I'm enjoying fitness, doing sport, going to the gym, and I enjoy watching skate content. So as a result, for me, it wasn't studying when I was watching videos, when I was learning some things. For example, I don't know how to call some things of my body. Like, I know it's hair, I know it's eyes, I know it's nose, I know it's mouth, but I don't know each part of my body. I know only shoulders, I know chest, I know arms, I know biceps, triceps, I know hands, I know abs, I know legs, and that's all. And I know back. Because out of spars, you have to train while you are going to the gym, and I was watching videos, and it was interesting to me. So I was learning those words to understand what they are talking about, and I didn't feel it as studying at all because it was interesting to me. So no matter what you like to do, reading news, playing piano, I don't know, playing football, what kinds of hobbies, watching series, just do it in English. Start doing it in English, and it won't feel like studying, and you will be able to spend hours doing some stuff in English, and it will bring you like significant benefit in the future, because everything that you do counts. For example, out of my experience, I've been learning English really hard over the past 5 months, and I realized I didn't feel progress at all through all this period. I didn't feel progress at all. Like, I realized, all right, I learned some words, I can't even use them. All right, I'm learning this. All right, I'm trying to apply new grammar. Like, I had thoughts like this, and I couldn't feel this progress. But as a result, I really got significant progress. My writing C1, my speaking almost C1, so the best possible B2. Yeah, my speaking, and reading and listening is another part. And it's strange that my listening is pretty bad because I was listening a bunch of things. And by the way, let me mention why I had some troubles with reading and listening. When I saw the right answer, I thought it's a trap, and I was choosing another answer. I just was thinking it's trap, and they are choosing like, am I so stupid or no? And it turned out to be a right question, a right answer, but I fucked up. But no matter. Anyway, my overall score is 120. So, what I was talking about, you have to consume things that you enjoy doing in English. And I would recommend to switch your phone in English. For example, I did it maybe a year ago. Now I don't feel it at all. Like, I can read everything in English and it's okay. I consume. Of course, there are some words sometimes I can understand. I can highlight it and translate it, and at the same time I can listen to this translation. So yeah, you definitely need to learn things that you enjoy to do. And also, I would recommend to learn words. Even if you don't remember, you don't know how to apply them, just learn them. Through the some period, you will hear it in videos, how people apply it, what people do. And all right, and I'm just really smiling when I'm getting notification from someone, but it distracts me a bit. All right, and yeah, you have to learn words. I was learning a bunch of words in my app over the past 6 months. I guess I've learned about 1,000 words, and yeah, I can't apply. I can apply all of them. Probably about 100 I can apply, but the most important is that I remember them. I repeat them from time to time, and they are getting deeper in my brain. It's crucial. So I would recommend, you know what, for example, in the morning, I got a rule. I don't pick up my phone, I don't answer nobody until I locate some stuff. For example, today it was reading a book 20 minutes, repeating word 20 minutes, writing down my aims, and I forgot to cross out it, but repeat my notes. Yeah, and I'm repeating words for 20 minutes. You're just setting up your timer and you're repeating words for 20 minutes, and it's so strong. Even I would recommend, it's hard, but every time before opening to watch reels on or TikTok, try to open for 5 minutes your application and to repeat some words. The application that I was using is called Knote. I'm going to leave probably a link to download it or a name of this application, just if you would like to learn them, because the great benefit of that application, you can create your own column and you can write on your own translation. How do you understand this word? Several translations you can write, and then you are learning that word, you know. So it's pretty cool thing. You can even write in English words and meaning explain in English with easier words. I was trying this thing, it's pretty hard. So yeah, words, grammar, pronunciation. By the way, let me mention also about pronunciation. It's pretty crucial. Each word that you're learning, I would recommend you to use Elsa speaking. Elsa speak. I'm not sure about my pronunciation right now. So I mean, it's a great application. I'm also going to leave the link below the video if you want to use. Why? Because I always used word motivation as motivation, but then using this app I realized that my pronunciation of O is wrong, and of V I need to say V. I was pronounced W. W is water, but I needed V, you know, like vital, for example. And I was pronouncing motivation, but as a result, the correct is motivation. You see, like not just O, but as go, O, like motivation, and not V, not W, but V, motivation. And it's pretty hard. I need really to train it because I'm still making mistakes, and there are a bunch of words that I was pronounced wrong. And I would recommend you, like it feels like there are thousands of words. You can't work with with each word, just those words that you are learning. Try sometimes open it and understand how those sounds work, because it's kind of crucial. Just trust me, pronunciation is really important part that I underestimated in the past, but now realize now I'm trying to fix it somehow, you know. So I'm going to leave it below the video. And also it listen, for example, I can listen to this
motivation,
motivation, you know, and then you can pronounce it. Like you can click another button, you can pronounce it, and then it will show you which parts you have to fix. You can click on that word and it will show you each sound that you did wrong. If I won't be lazy, I will show a video right here. I will edit, but I guess I'm too lazy to do this. So yeah, working with pronunciation, learning things that you enjoy to do, learning grammar, just allocating 1 hour of conscious studying, and another time just consume English content and learn things that you enjoy doing. By the way, I would also recommend, if you're going to use an app that I recommended, try to ask ChatGPT about the block of words. For example, I'm going to start words about each part of my body. For example, I don't know how it goes. I don't know, alright, it's ears. I don't know how it goes. I don't know how this goes. I don't know that. So I'm going to learn a blog with how to call whole my body, each part of my body. And I would recommend you also to learn about those using those blocks of words, because your brain won't be messy. I'm always learning, and I continue learn words randomly. Something related to animals, something related to love, something related to movies, something related to dreams, something related to science, you know. And it's pretty hard. You can't remember this. You don't have consistent chain. Like you can create a chain in your mind when you are learning all this. So now I started create blogs with those words to learn everything related to specific area. You can ask about 10 words, 20, 30, 40, 50, no matter how much you wanna learn in this area, you ask. And you can learn 30. In several weeks you can ask about 30 more, you know, and it will work pretty well, because I have a bunch of gaps. For example, if I have to talk about animals, I won't be able to do it. Or if I'm going to talk about forests and stuff like that, I don't know that vocabulary because I didn't learn this. And also those topics weren't interest to me in the past, you know, so I didn't learn them. Yeah, and now I have to fill in those gaps. And one more thing, yeah, about grammar. Yeah, by the way, about grammar, you don't need to try hard. Wait, I can even leave a link with, what's that? Wait, let me find it. Yeah, a grammar way it calls. There are whole grammar, and by the way, I didn't know about it. I didn't use it. I was using it only for irregular verbs and for verb tenses, like future continuous, future simple. And you don't need to learn all those 12 verb tenses. I swear, you need about 6, and then you don't need to grind them. I would recommend to learn passive voice. It's pretty useful because I'm using it in everyday conversation. And also I would recommend to learn conditions, because that grammar is more advanced and it is used more everywhere in each area. Because I don't really think that someone is using "I will not have been working." I didn't know one time, I didn't hear such a combination of words, you know. So you don't need this future perfect continuous. You don't need it. You would rather learn passive voice, and there are some useful grammar tips that I don't know even how to call, but you know, for example, how to use the word get. It's word with multiply meanings, and for example, one of them, I can say I cut my hair. I cut my hair. I cut, it means I did it on my own. But if I'm going to say I got cut my hair, it means I went somewhere and someone cut my hair. So I didn't do it on my own. And it's pretty useful because in this way I can use get everywhere, writing, explaining a bunch of things, you know. And you don't need to look for them for these things, for these tiny rules. For example, there's also a thing you can say, there's nothing to change. It means you can't change anything, but with a bit more advanced level you can say there's nothing to change. And it's also pretty useful when you have to use those ing. What does it mean? And I'm not talking about present simple or present continuous. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about more advanced grammar when you have to understand another things. For example, I was learning recently, for example, after enjoy, if you are saying enjoy, I enjoy reading. But if you if you want to say something, for example, hope, I hope to achieve better results, you are not using ing after the word hope. And there are column of words after which you have to use ing, and column of words after which you don't have to use ing. And it's really crucial to know, so you can ask ChatGPT about those rules, or just you know what, I come up with an idea. I have 2 YouTube accounts. I didn't mention even about Sir when I uploaded this video. I don't use this channel at all, only to upload videos. So I do have 2 channels, and one of them I use for engaging content, you know, for entertainment, and another one I'm using only for learning English. And my recommendation, all my recommendation, all in English, with some tips, with some things, with some financial literacy, with some psychological things that I enjoy to learn, and I enjoy to learn even in English, you know. And also there are a bunch of grammar things, grammar rules, and due to my recommendations I managed to learn grammar better, because I've never looked for that grammar on purpose. I was learning it by chance due to my recommendations. So yeah. And also consume content, and you can get used for patterns, because for example, before I started learn modal verbs, I was able to use some of them just because I learned patterns of English just listening to another conversations. And also I would recommend shadow speaking. It's when you listen to something and you are repeating out loud after that person, and it works perfectly. Like, I don't know what kind of benefits I've gotten from this, and I'm not sure that I was doing it a lot, but it really works. I swear it really works. When you're watching a video and you're repeating out loud, your brain builds more neurons in your mind to understand how to pronounce this sound and how to use this word. Unless I mean, compared to the condition when you are just listening to something, you know. So I hope I said I wanted I said everything I wanted to say. I tried to provide you with as much as more things and tips I know that I got through this path to pass an exam. So I really appreciate everyone who helped me, everyone who was observing my way. And I'm not gonna abandon with this channel. I guess I'm going to share with some things, with some experience, because now I tried to share with whole experience I got over the past 5 months. But it's hard, I can't remember anything. I tried to write down some things right now, and I'm not sure that I said about everything. So probably I will have another aims, and I guess this channel will be my diary, you know, as a journal, just when I'm tracking things, what I might do, when I'm accountable to myself from time to time. I'm not going to record those videos every day, but from time to time, sharing with something. There are a bunch of topics that I would like to tell, that I would like to learn and be able to tell. By the way, one more very important thing: if you want to remember something better, play pretend that you are teaching someone. You know, it works incredibly. You remember this much more better when you are trying to teach someone some things that you learned. That's why I want to learn some topics that I'm interested in and share with them. Probably I'm going even to return to my topic about sleep deprivations that I wanted to share but I didn't because I was focused on my exam too much and I couldn't spend a lot of time learning that material, you know. So I abandoned with that idea, but I'm going to return, and I don't know, like right now, probably a bit later, I have some questions I have to solve to enroll in the university. So yeah, for today that's all. I appreciate if someone watched those videos for 30 minutes. I just don't believe that there's at least one person who watched to this moment, for real. So if someone really got this point, is still here, I don't know, write down, you can write below the video anything, like I watched this video fully, like, alright, never mind. So see you next time.